Good morning. Welcome to the Davidson Realty webinar, First Time Home Buyers. Over 40% of recent sales were to first-time home buyers. We will cover basic information that we hope will be valuable to anyone considering buying their first home. We have 3 hosts for the webinar today. I am Sherry Davidson, President of Davidson Realty. Davidson Realty has been selling real estate in northern St. Johns County for over 20 years. We are located in St. Augustine, Florida. Michelle Gonzalez is an agent at Davidson Realty. She is a certified distressed property expert, and she loves working with first-time home buyers. We also have Ron Gelinas, a mortgage loan officer with BB&T, who mainly works with first-time home buyers. We will begin this morning with Michelle.
Good morning from beautiful, sunny St. Augustine, Florida. I hope your holidays were wonderful and you're swinging into a great new year in 2010. Today we're going to be talking about the exciting process of buying your first home. Everyone has tons of questions about how this whole thing works, and maybe you're wondering if you can qualify or you have other specific questions, and we'll hopefully address most of those for you here today. The benefits of owning a home are many, and the process, though a bit involved, is certainly a doable one. It's not one to be afraid of. So let's say that you have decided today to go ahead and buy a new home and take advantage of all the great opportunities that go along with that. There's an $8,000 tax credit. You'll stop paying rent, and you'll start building wealth and equity. So congratulations on the first step. Now, you need to find 2 people that you trust, a good agent and a good lender. I know personally lots of great agents, and you probably do too. I personally have had the privilege of helping 5 families become first-time buyers this year, and it's been a true joy. Nothing has been more rewarding. So if you have your agent, now your agent is going to tell you the very most important thing to do is go find yourself a good lender. So with that, as luck would have it, I have a great lender here in the office with me who specializes in first-time buyers, and he's going to tell you what we do next. Ron?
Good morning. My name is Ron Gelinas. I'm with BB&T Home Mortgage. I'm going to go through some of the things that a bank is looking for when you're buying a new home. First, we're going to cover pre-qualifying for your mortgage. The bank will review, myself, all of your items prior to working out the issues. You get to know your maximum sales price, creates a stronger bargaining power, gives you a sense of security that you know what you can get, what you're looking for, gives you leverage with the seller because now the seller knows you've already visited the bank, and gives you a faster closing because all the issues have been worked out. What is the bank looking for? First of all, the bank's looking for good credit, a good payment record on your credit history. They're looking for income, stability of income, simply meaning the money to pay back the debt that they're going to loan you. They're looking for the funds to close, such as savings, gift, or down payment assistance. The last, they're looking for the property. They're looking for the value of the property so that you know and the bank knows that you're getting a fair price for the property and that the property is in relatively good condition. If you have these 4 items, the bank will issue an approval. I'd like to go over an example of how you would qualify for a home mortgage. This is a simple example, very simple, trying to go over it so that you might get the way it's done. So if you have, say, a $2,000 a month gross income and your total credit card and installment debts are a car payment of $200, I can use 45% of your gross income, which would be $900, towards debts. Subtract out your car payment, leaves you $700 for principal and interest, taxes, and insurance. Then I might ask you what your current housing payment is and what you want for your new housing payment, so I can see if both of those numbers are in the same range or if you feel that you can dramatically increase your housing expense. Let's assume for this example that $700 a month is what you want to spend on your house payment. That's principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. So we'll subtract out $100 a month for taxes, $50 for insurance, and $50 for mortgage insurance. These are just estimates so that we can quickly arrive at a rough figure so that you can know what you can qualify for. This $500 would leave you with what you can have for principal and interest. That equals a loan amount of roughly $90,000. If this is an FHA loan, that would be a sales price of $93,265. The down payment needed would be $3,265, which I can usually find in down payment assistance money if you do not have it put together for savings. Next slide is people that I've helped in getting home mortgages. Pretty much many of the occupations that you would normally see in your day-to-day life, such as the grocery cashier, the school bus driver, the person that comes out and takes care of the bugs at your house, teachers, county sheriff, are all people that are buying homes now. You fit into one of these categories. I would like to go over credit scores at this point because this is the most critical issue for getting a home mortgage. Credit scores go between 300 all the way up to 850. The higher the better. Having your credit score, people can get loans faster. Credit decisions are without bias. Older credit problems count for less. For example, if you had credit issues 2.5, 3 years ago, even a bankruptcy 3 years ago, doesn't mean I can't do a home loan for you today. Now we'll go through the elements made up of the credit report. Your credit score is made up of your payment history, which is 35%. The amount you owe is 30%. Credit history is 15%. And the last two is new credit and types of credit. So by looking over this, you'll note that 65% of your credit score is on payment history and amount owed. These are the two that we always concentrate on. So when I'm qualifying you for a loan and I see that your amount owed is high, I will look to reduce that or find ways so that you'll be able to qualify for more house. This next slide goes over what the credit score ranges are. What I usually will see is in the 620 to 690 range. The higher, the better. As you note, in the ones below 620, there's only one program I can do a home loan when you're below 620. That's why it's in red. I would prefer you always to have a credit score of 620 to 690 or even better. This will help me to get your loan done at the best possible rate. A good example here is if you're looking for a $150,000 loan and the difference between a 550 credit score and a 720 credit score can be $365 a month in your housing payment. That $365 a month would make a big difference in your living. You might be able to purchase a new car or a larger home by that. So your credit score is very important in your home purchase. 30 years to build your credit, 30 days to destroy it. What I mean by that is if you've got a small Sears or Belk's or JCPenney's bill where you purchased an item for $20 and you figure this month you've got some overtime so you pay it off next month and you'll skip the $5 payment. Please don't skip the $5 payment. A 30-day late could cost you as much as 60 or 70 points on your credit score. So if it's a small payment, pay the minimum payment, pay it off next month. And it doesn't make any difference whether it's a $10 payment or a $1,000 payment. They still have the same deficiency on your credit report if you have a 30-day late. This next slide shows you the time frame on items that stay on your credit report. When you're looking at it, like trade lines, it says date from last activity. The same with the collection account. So if you have a collection account and it's with ABC Collections and you just ignore it and they choose to sell it off to a second collection agency and they put it on your credit report, it's another 7 years. So a collection account, if sold to 3 different companies, it could be conceivably on your credit report for 21 years if you don't take care of it. So it's important that if you see an issue that you work it out and get it taken care of. Bankruptcy will be on for 10 years, but after 2 years, FHA allows me to do a home purchase if you've reestablished credit. Any questions at this point? Okay, we'll move on. Some of the options that are available to you. FHA is a 3.5% down loan. Most first-time buyers use an FHA loan. If you're a veteran, you can get 0% down, and you can actually ask Michelle to have all the closing costs paid for by the seller. So you could basically get in for just your binder. A USDA loan is a rural development loan. Also allows you to have 0% down, but it's only certain areas of St. Johns County that would apply. The Florida Bond Program allows you to have down payment assistance to cover down payment or closing costs. It's very useful when you have low cash reserves. We'll go over the FHA loan. It's available to everybody. Minimum credit score is 620. Minimum investment or down payment is 3.5%. You can get the 3.5% from gifts, from savings, or from down payment assistance, which I'll explain a little bit more later on. Seller contributions of up to 6%. That's simply meaning that you could go in and have the seller pay all your closing costs, which are about 3.5%, and all you would need would be your 3.5% investment, which you could get from down payment assistance. If you note, in St. Johns County, under FHA, you could buy a property of over $387,000. That would buy you a really nice home in St. Johns County. Now, all FHA loans have mortgage insurance.